Hello and welcome to an update on my last deck profile. I made a few changes in this deck and I just want to do a quick update video about the deck. So I still play 4 Magic Brooms, I still play 2 Maleficent, but I removed the Chernobog's follower for Captain Hook because of the synergy with Mr. Smee. And I basically think like a Magic Broom who has a 2 behind him and is much better than the Chernobog who has like a 1 behind it. So it's getting easier removed, and if you play Magic Broom on turn 1 and Merlin on turn 3, you can like still remove this Daisy Duck, which is like one of the big problems we have in this meta. What I can say is like Pete is like an insane card. I won like against 3 or 4 times against Steel Song just because of this card. It's like slows down the opponent really much, and you like he's like having a big problem to come back from it. I still play 2 Madame Mims, really good against Grab Your Sword. If you have like a white board and you play a Madame Mim, he obviously has to remove your white board, but he's also dealing 2 damage on Madame Mim, which you can like, those damage counters, you can take it and put it on an opponent, which is amazing because you're like, after he plays Grab Your Sword, he's like most of the time removing one of his own characters too with it if you have Madame Mim on the play. I removed the booms for the cannons because I think cannons are much better because they just cost 1, and of course they are uninkable, but as you can see we play like 12 uninkables, so that's pretty okay. We play 2 zoos, which didn't change, and we removed the library because it's basically too slow for those hyper aggro decks. I would rather play a Merlin or a Madame Mim or even a Pete in turn 3 than like the library, or to play on turn 4 the library and then put 1 character in. Doesn't make sense for me. I still think the Queen's Castle is much better than the library. And for the mulligan, I can say I'm always mulligan against the hyper aggro. In bigger tournaments you don't know what you're playing against, and for myself I will always mulligan against hyper aggro, because most of the time you will play against hyper aggro in those first bigger tournaments, because the meta is still evolving and the easiest answer for the meta currently is like in the hyper aggro deck. So for the beginning I'm really like mulligan for the hyper aggro matchup. We can simulate like 2 or 3 times the mulligan. For example, here I have a Befuddle, which I would let in. I would like remove the Queen Castle. I would hold the Crab. I would like hold like a Fire Cannons, and I would remove these 2 cards because they are like irrelevant for this matchup. And you see we maybe don't have like an turn 1 character, but we have like answers that we can like remove a character in turn 1, so we like slowing down the opponent pretty fast with it. For the next one we have like this Magic Broom. I will let this in. I will mulligan this one, I will mulligan this one, and I will mulligan this one. I will hold the Pete because it's like if I don't play against hyper aggro, I still have an answer for those other decks. And yeah, the Smee is like one of the best cards for 2 if you like playing on 2. As you can see we have like 2 Petes. We can like ink 1, play the Magic Broom. On turn 2 we can play Smee and so on, so it's like pretty good answer for those hyper aggro matchups and for maybe making tempo for ourselves if we play against slower decks. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, write them down in the comments and I will answer them. Thank you guys, and bye.